again to my workshop. This week we are going to do another turn-in. We're going to turn another vase from a log. It's actually a limb, again from a tree we cut down off the property years ago. But something special this week. About 2 weeks ago I received some new tooling from my company Pacific Tooling, and we're going to use the biggest manual wood lathe to turn this job up. So I've put the piece of material between centers and let's see how it goes. So we're going to be using the new premium tools from Pacific Tooling, and let's see how they cut. All the chisels are made from high quality HSS tool steel, so they'll be hard wearing. You'll notice that this lathe is electronically controlled. It's set on the low setting, but it is very controllable. That's 200 RPM at the moment. We'll start a little bit faster. That'll be about okay. Right, so we have taken all the bark off now and we've made it a round cylinder. Incidentally, this piece of wood, or this log, this is cedar wood, this particular wood, which turns up very nice. It's similar, I suppose, to pine. It's a little bit harder than pine, and it's very good wood to turn on a lathe. So we're going to make a hollow form or a vase type of shape to put flowers in, dried flowers or whatever. And in a specialty shop, this sort of item can fetch somewhere in the region of about $80. If you sell it on the internet, probably $50 to $60. Obviously, as the wood gets more exotic, like oak or teak or whatever, the price goes up. A lot of you are asking me, where do I get a 10-cent log from? Well, I grow my own, basically. That's how I can, when I say that a piece of wood or a log is 10 cents or 20 cents, that's roughly what it is to me. I suppose if you went and bought wood from a merchant, it's going to cost you quite a bit more than that. And there again, it depends where you are in the world. So anyway, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn a tenon on the end of here to fit my new chuck. And this, of course, is my new 5.5 inch chuck from, if you can read that, it's shiny, but I hope you can read that, from Pacific Tooling, which, yes, is my company, well, one of my companies in China. And I'll talk to you more about this particular lathe, which is our largest model that is to our design, as I'm using it over the next few months. Okay, so what you just saw me cut there, this angled or flayed piece here, that is where the jaw of that chuck is going to actually grip onto. And as it grips onto the outside of this tenon, it actually pulls itself into this surface here. So if you notice, the inside of the jaws here are tapered. You have a flat area here. So as this grips onto this, it pulls the chuck up in and tightens up against this surface here. Now, in addition to that, this is a recessed tenon because I want this to be the base and I want it to have a wide base. So I'm actually going to finish this area here, all by removing the tenon. And then we'll just take a light skim on the outside here and round it up a bit more. And then we'll turn our piece of work around and set it into the chuck. Okay, so with the Pacific tooling, these large Pacific tooling lathes, there's a few modifications we've had carried out with them, and one of them is this device on the back, so you can hold this and turn it. This is the other end of the shaft, the drive shaft, and to fit the 5.5 inch chuck on, and indeed the 3.5 and 4.5, or actually 3 3/4 inch and 4.5 chuck, it's necessary to put an adapter on. We've made this so that all the chucks are interchangeable with all the lathes, so it just meant having this small adapter made, and that's just put on. And these two grub screws nipped up. Only needs to be hand tight like that. It doesn't need a spanner on it or anything like that. There then. And like I keep on saying to you, do not turn the lathe on, turn the shaft and wind the chuck on. That's all it needs. It doesn't need any more than that. Because as you start using or turning, the chuck naturally tightens itself onto the thread. So don't go jamming it up. Okay, so this is the arrangement we have now. The 4-jaw chuck now is clamped onto that tenon, and I've also put the tailstock up this end just to support this end while I take out some of the heavier material from inside here. Now that is quite a presentable vase. I've tried to give it sort of a bit of a Roman look, and I think it turned out rather well for a piece of firewood. I've actually coated it in cedar oil as well, as it is cedar wood, and I think it looks very nice. So thank you for joining me for this wood turning, and over the coming months I will endeavour to do more wood turning with the Pacific Tooling large lathe. Details you can get from Pacific Tooling, which the email address is down underneath this video, just above the comments section, or you can send me a email direct. So if you've liked this video, please subscribe to my channel, press like. If you're watching through a computer or a television, little red box down in that bottom corner, that'll take you to my YouTube channel, or station, whichever part of the world you're in that you'd like to call it. There you'll find videos on wood turning, shop jobs that I do down here, a little bit of furniture making, and quite a lot of CNC routers. A lot of work I do with those and the programs associated with CNC machines, such as Mark III and NC Studio. Not so much now these days, but certainly a lot of ArtCAM. So thank you for joining me, and it's bye for now.